tension. This is one area of the machine that always gets a bad rap. But let's start at the beginning. Number one, good needle, fresh needle. Number two, quality thread, so you've spent more than $1 for a spool. Newer thread, something that's of this century. And you have wound the same thread in the needle as you do in the bobbin. That would make you really not have to change your tension at all. Your machine's been serviced on a regular basis. You've cleaned out down below. Those should all be done before you start messing with the tension. Make sure you threaded it right. There's all these variables. So I have purposely put in a white thread down below so we can just see how it looks. It's also probably not the same weight of thread as before. Now on a zigzag, for example, the tension is set for 5.4. Okay, so we'll see where that is. So I'll just go ahead and cut the thread. When you have the same kind of thread or color of thread, it's really hard to see. But when we flip it over, what we want to see is just a little bit of a dot or of the top thread coming to the back side. When we do our sew outs at our service department, that's exactly what we're looking for. A little pull to the back side, that's about it. And on a straight stitch, that would be perfect as we go. So let's say that the stitching is pulling more, you are getting some white thread on top. Let's start with that. You're seeing white thread on top and none of the little colored dots coming to the back side. What you want to do is to loosen the top tension. We only really change the top tension of the machine, so it's always the one that's either too tight or too loose. So if it was pulling the white up, that means it's too tight. It's going to the tight. So if we loosen it, that white thread would have a little bit more pull, so we could come back. Now notice that the increments are of a 0.2 change. That is not very much. So I always say if you're going to adjust tension, we're going to start at 5.4. I'm going to bring it down to 4.4. That's a whole number's worth. If I see some change and I like it but it's not enough, I could keep going as necessary. Now if I'm making changes on the tension here, up or down, and I'm not seeing any results on the fabric, believe me, it's not tension, it's something else. But I will tell you, as soon as you work with quality thread, not the cheap stuff, and you've cleaned your machine, you put a new needle in, everything has been properly set, you will probably not have to change tension very much. And because this machine has automatic tension, here we'll just kind of get it back to where it was, you'll notice that as we pick, for example, decorative stitches, let's just pick the satin stitch, and we go to I for information, the tension will change based on what stitch is being picked. So it'll get you into the right ballpark, and that is just a wonderful option with this machine. Now it still doesn't know which weight of thread you have here in the needle and in the bobbin, but at least it'll get you a starting point that might be a little bit different than just a normal straight, say example 4 for tension or 5 for tension. So it is nice. And when you jump over to embroidery, it does the same thing. It reduces that top tension down so everything pulls to the back side and looks really, really pretty. So if you have any questions on tensions, check everything else first before you start messing with the settings that are on your screen.